Getting fired up for Monday. All right. Where are you? There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. Got that. Today we're probably going to be working on the warp code. We can go between zones. So I'm still trying to get my Twitch window up. There we go. Good morning. All right. Where are we going? All right. There we go. Oh, and I should take that off. I think we're good. Keep going. Oh, I can hit Q instead of O. Right next to each other on my keyboard. Show the window number. Huh. Wonder what that does. Control B1. 2. What's 1? Is this multiplexer? Yeah, that's multiplexer. 2. Oh, nice. That's a nice way to go between those. All right. Make sure we're good here. We should probably have some of these already checked in. Not too worried though. Prometheus data, no, we're not going to check that in. All right. I think we're ready. Branch, master. Oh, ahead by 4 commits. There we go. All right, that's pushing. Trigger zone, there we go, unimplemented. That going, good. I wanted to check on something too because in the cargo.toml files, Tokyo util, I'm still using version 02. I saw that 0.3 was out. I wonder what they had done. Let's check. Tokyo util. Repo. I think it's in the big mono repo. Makes it difficult to look for releases. Test util time events. Next. Strange. Is there another way to do this? Go util. Change log. There we go. Saw that happen. Ooh, interesting. Changing coder trait to take generic item parameter allows codec writers to pass references into framed and framed write types. Framed with capacity. Interesting. A little interested in this one. I'll have to take that into account. You actually search by bug number. So you just click on one and then change in the URL. How's everyone doing today? Doing well, I hope. Since the encoded item is to be encoded into a given byte's mutable, taking ownership is not necessary here. Interesting. Okay, let's link to this. Just gonna add a little issue in stream multiplexer real quick. Multiplexer. Okay. I wonder what kind of label that would have. Alright, back to the code. So depending on this, we're gonna have a direction. We only have this kind of triggers at the moment. The other type of triggers are going to be like moving into some sort of dungeon or other sort of location, maybe a trap. We actually hit some sort of trap that's in the world, doorway, that sort of thing. But right now we just have trigger zones on the edge of worlds, and I call those directions. It's kind of like a zone direction. Okay, looks like we gotta uncomment a bunch of stuff. All right. Compass direction. Just one moment, my power cable's tangled. There we go. All right. Process direction should be okay. Did we not get... Oh, compass direction. It's going to be in messages. Come on. What's in Spiner? That's different. Guess we only ever send it to Spiner. Okay. Alright. Bubbles that are in. Fine. Good. Get island from island. It's complaining because this doesn't have the right result type. That's okay. Because we're not done here. Match zone. Zone is going to be an island type because if we currently look at zone, dungeon and building are commented out. It'll be okay there. Not like that. Now process link result though. What should this return? Let's look. Let's see, are we passing it the correct thing, regardless of what we're trying to return? Actually, let's just toss unimplemented in there so it stops complaining about the return type. And we can get the other errors. That should be... Does zone have an entity ID? No. Compass direction doesn't. Trigger zone action does. It's right there. Maybe we should be passing action in. Let's do that. Just pass action in further. expected, let's see, a reference. Just to borrow that. All right. There we go. Process directions, good. Process link results. Here we have the link result itself. It's typically what, okay, so let's say that this will capture the return of this. These are state checks. We don't need those anymore. We're not doing that weird state machine thing. I'll take that. I'll set over here. Move unimplemented. Come on, formatter, do your thing. Nope. Okay. That's also in Spiner.
You can find me in LA.
All right. See, where do we get location from? Is that in here? Yeah, I thought location, because they're, I don't know. Another hint. Location itself, dot location. That means that was set in a previous state. All. Okay. But this has a zone on it. Location.zone. Maybe this should be action there? 'Cause action has a zone on it. I think that makes more sense. Let's do that. Big Island link is also in Spiner. Okay. And this is how we used to send stuff to Spiner. We're not doing that anymore. We're also not really tracking the metrics for calling Spiner. That's going to be happening elsewhere. Something like this here. So let's call Big Island Link. See if that's what it wants. Spiner. Yeah, it just wants a reference to Big Island Link. Okay. No longer send, move into actor, any of that. Get rid of the metrics. Okay. So the result of that gets moved into this result. Far too indented. Alright. No longer have mailbox errors because we're not using Actix. This error here should just be propagated out. No longer have to stop and do this other stuff, that's fine. So result will be an OK, but we're unwrapping that. We don't have the doubly nested OK because we're no longer using Actix. And we do have Big Island ID, so this is just Big Island ID. Go to next island ID. Alright, now in this case, let's see, can we reduce these? Can we actually like return one thing and then join them? No, probably not. Okay, we'll take that out. We know we don't need that. We have next island here. There we go, more danger, further from home. Action.zone, if it's an ID, fine. Okay, where is random island? Also Spiner. Okay, getting rid of the metrics. Alright, we reduced that down to quite a few lines of code. I guess I didn't mean quite a few, I meant a small amount of code. Whatever. And this is going to be just random island ID now. That calls next island. Great. That bubbles out. Done. Actually, if all of these are going to be going into next island ID, let's just do that. Let next island ID equal this. See, this should work. Now that we applied to values that implement try. And that's returning a result, which does. Oh, it's also async, which means that we have to await it. Go. Now this one needs the same return type. Wait it, do that. In this case, we want two different kinds of things. Random islet, I didn't think that we would. See, it's just returning a UUID there. It's fine. And this one? Oh, I see. Interesting. Does that mean that the next island code down below handled each of those cases? Across this next island, we have a compass direction and the next island ID. So really, these two elements are what we want. Compass direction, I think that we can get that off of our trigger zone. And we just need the type ID. Okay. Because if we go up and look, our trigger zone action would have a... somewhere in here should have a direction. Yeah, it's in the ID. Okay. Which we're passing through to there. Okay, good. So we should have that. Let's extract the UUID from the island link result. Island link result. Wow, it's got a ton of stuff in it. What? Wrong one. Thinking the big island one. This one. This one has an island link result. No links from island. This big island link, I don't think it actually returns an error here. It's always something. It's a proper island link result. Oh, interesting, and it's in the right format too. When they're called in the next place. Directions, we already have direction. Why do we even return that there? Let's just change the call here. Before we we do that, who calls this? The references? Only one place. Okay. So far. I don't think there's any other code that would actually interact with this, so we're probably okay. Do not think we need the direction. I think we were doing that just because it was easier to work around ActX. Message passing there. We lost some of the state. And it should make those the same types. Now onto this one. Some, none. Next island. In this case, we just return island. Get island from island. So in this direction, we already know the direction. Island link result. Let's change this. Just have type ID or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we actually need this sum anymore. If we change that to just type ID, come down here. Oh, I see, but we might have no links from the island. Some links. None. Yeah, let's just change this then. Do not need a direction here or there. There we go. Clean that up. We know what the direction is already. That was passed in up here. Same here. What? Alright, now that gets us a local variable for next island ID. Means we can look at this. Wow. What does this do? Process next island, validate some state. See, we assert that the island we're going to. Current location is an island. Oh, interesting. That seems silly since it's not possible to create the other type. Get our current island size. What do we need our current island size for? Oh, because we have to... Oh, that's so silly. Basically, because the island sizes are different, that means that the borders of the islands are different sizes, and we adjust to where you go from one island to the other. So if you're going straight in the middle from one side to the other, you're fine. You go to the middle. But if you're on the very bottom, let's say, like 500 units down, and the next island doesn't have 500 units down, we need to scale that. So we just do a little math and calculate the ratio and adjust it. Okay. Get rid of the timer. Get current island size. Okay, that's our call with our result. Down to the metrics, get rid of that. There are no more mailbox errors. This is cleared with a try. And technically we just need current island size, and that's all it is. Okay, all of those lines of code gone. Wow. Then once we have our current island size, get island size. Oh, for the next one.
Take me away from home.
Fix me, yeah. What does that mean?
Places I've never known. The world chase
I
the night. Race all of these broken dreams.
think we're going to be doing exactly the same thing. So next island size equal to spiner.get island size. Seems silly. It's not going to be current, it's just going to be island size, most likely. Yeah, that means we get rid of all of that. Get rid of these errors, mailbox error, etc. Just waits. I don't understand that one. Just cleaning up a little bit more. That and that. Drop player. Oh, if there is an error here, we'll get down to that. And it took me to the top. I don't know why. Oh, can't find. Quick fix that. Context. Yeah. Arguably, all this stuff could go up right there. This is probably also spiner, so get island size. what else? Now this is going to want action. I'm gonna drop that in there. Take off that. The bottom, get rid of one of those. Rid of that. Well, the formatter kicked in. That's a plus. Okay. There we go. Let's get rid of that strange error. Or rather, the compiler barking at us. See that? Now we can see the other errors. Self.spiner. Self.spiner. Is that not a function? Oh, I have to await that. Good. Oh, it just wants a type ID? Sure. Next, island ID. And so we get rid of that. So we can get rid of that that other code. So easy to reason about. It was like 20 lines before. Alright, so what are we doing here? We are calculating the next position. So when you go into the next zone, where you'll be, next location, warp entity. These look like messages we're about to send to the client. Ah, we're sending this to Game Master. Handle message warp entity. What do we do? Some metrics. Holy cow. There's a lot there. What does warp entity actually look like? ID, location, and warp type. Alright, should probably just call that like self.warp warp entity, something like that. Just trying to see if we need anything else in here. Back pressure, no, that's all going away. Okay. This is probably going to be an await. question mark. There we go. It's so silly. Just do that. Just do. Warp entity. Okay, that looks good. Unit type. This is the return type here. Ah, semicolon. Take that away. We're good. Warp type. Where is that? Game master? Does anybody else use get island size? That's the old trigger zone code, so that doesn't count. This is the new one. Middle easiest trigger. Some metric? What is this file? Oh, those are the same files, okay. Yeah, that code's returned. Let's get rid of get island size. I couldn't have gotten rid of it already. Strange. Okay, well. Goes away, get island size is no longer used. Warp type, I thought we were using warp type in here, which is why I added it. Game master warp entity. They're right there. I figure the warp type will be useful eventually when we have things moving around in the game. Sometimes you might want something to fade in or fade out. Other times you might want them to like come down in a pillar of fire. That'd be fun. It's not in the root, really? Game master, lib. Oh. Okay. It's in warp entity. Oh, wow. There's no Serta in here. Okay. Probably the messages one. Warp entity. Yeah, we are trying to add warp entity. What else do we have? Point and location. So 86 in trigger zone. It's a quick one. That's action. So game types point. Type coordinate. Game types again. I highly recommend using type aliases for things like that. So powerful. Okay, now we have warp type. Result import. You need. What do we need UUID for? Okay, no, we can use a type alias for that, except for this. No, which also happens to be default. Get rid of that. Let's do a. We already have type ID. Okay. What else? Warp entity still not there. Fine. Location. We are so close to having trigger zones working again. Game types. Okay. It's good for warp entity. That we know. But this. Warp entity. WARP. Why doesn't it find this? Same type. Good. Game master. Nope. Game master lib. There we go. Now we have there. Use. Actually, I want to do that a different way. Kind of leaning back and forth on this one. I don't know. Alright, now we just need this function to exist. Game master warp entity is here. Oh, this is for the actual type. This really feels like it should be inside of messages. I wonder why it's here. What does it depend on? I did go through like this little period of organizing messages with the systems that would receive them. So when I was using Actix, I had different kind of systems. I would send messages between these systems. One of them was Game Master, one was Spiner, and the other was the connection server, and it would have messages sent between them. So if you wanted to send a message to, say, Game Master, you would use Game Master's messages to send it a message. I think we should move this into messages. It doesn't seem as though there's anything specific to Game Master in here. It fits with the other messages over there. Git move Game Master source warp entity to messages source. Messages lib mod That should exist now. Okay, that goes away. Warp entity is an unresolved module. Why? I think it just had the buffers cached. Okay. Oh, but those shouldn't be in there. Should be in messages. Okay. Does game types have warp type? No. Okay. Okay, now we don't have warp entity function. Good. Game master warp. We're going to move this file and convert this. Let's see. Rename. Oh, okay. Rename to warp entity. That's why we moved the other one. It was in the way. So for trigger zone, it's just gonna snag its function signature. Not going to be a timed message anymore. There we go. Okay, master lib, let's pull that in. Out of warp entity. Show us the errors. I don't know why it's having trouble with that today. Source warp entity is there. Yeah. Timer end, send metrics. Okay, done with that. Here we're building up a helper object. Start an arbiter, etc. We're not going to do any of that anymore. So we have data, spiner, metric sender, our helper, that goes away. All that goes away. Warp actor. So we set player ready to false there. That's good. Oh, let's go see a restart. That's what I meant. Self data. We should have all of those on Game Master, so that's fine. Oh, what about Metric Center? Do we actually need that? I don't know. Contacts goes away. And we don't send messages like this anymore to the zone. We have a much nicer way of doing it now. Oh, wow. Let's restart this. Save it. Close everything. There we go. It picked it up. Tactics goes away. Arc's not going to be used. Read write lock. ECS is actually separate now. So this is ECS. Probably like so. This is, what is that? Arc, read write lock. Okay. Interesting. Does ECS not have set player ready? Or does it need, did we rename it to like set entity ready? It's actually called game state now. Yeah, set entity ready, entity ID, and bool. Okay. Entity location. And why are these read only? Is this because it's lazy? I feel like I should be combining these two. Why are we doing this twice? Oh, one for ECS and one for data? I think I fixed that. I don't think data has anything like that anymore. Set player and zone connection. Remove player and zone connection. Set player location. Maybe. Okay. Metrics, ID, and location. See here, I'm surprised it didn't tell me that I can't do that because self here is immutable. All right, the other thing that we had inside of data was this send to zone. We can give it a zone ID and then the packet we want to send, or a number of packets. Do we need that to be read or? Hey, 75209, good morning. You were the first person to say anything in chat this morning. I think. Yeah, first person. Happy Monday. Man, Mondays are rough. Data. It needs to be a mutable self. Everyone's still sleeping? Yeah, those killer commutes now. It's gotta roll out of bed. Or some tea. It's still cold here. Really hoping that it'd start warming up already. Wanted to save a little on my power bill. The heat off to this space here. Warm up later, hopefully. cup's too hot to hold. Alright, so in this case, set player line. On send to zone. I don't know why it's a right. Why is it right? No, not there. Here. Mutable self. Why is it mutable? Oh, because of the outgoing packets. Actually, we could reduce contention by only using a read lock if we passed in an outgoing packets. How often does this use outgoing packets? It's only uses it in this one function? Oh goodness. Does the Game Master have outgoing packets? Game Master does have outgoing packets. Let's fix that. Forgot the type. I'm gonna undo. Grab the type real quick. There we go. Now this does not need to be immutable, and we can use a read lock instead, which will reduce contention on this. I think very few places in here do we actually need mutable self. Yeah, set player location, expected. Yeah. So 71529, how's your schedule doing? You keeping your schedule? Staying true to your schedule? Read away dot send to zone. No schedule not working. Ah, that's a perfect time to have a schedule. No schedule. What other things? We wanted the message here. We're just sending warp, aren't we? This. Then we have back pressure if it can't do it. We're gonna get rid of all that. Can't do that yet. Back. What message am I sending? I'm just sending warp, aren't I? I think this one's borrowed. Oh, I put that on the wrong spot. Here's our zone ID. So this send a zone. This actually wants Actually, a slice. I'd like to be able to just do one of these here, but I don't think that's going to pass. I thought I would wait a couple more weeks before that worked. Alright. So what is going on here? This was supposed to be on our helper. The ID of the zone. We check to see if it's loaded so we don't put it in there again. Why? Is there an else? Oh. Let's reduce this down. It's hard to read it. ActX code is hard to read. Basically, all of that goes away. Most of that goes away. That's gone. Metrics are gone. Get island. Why are we getting the island? Take the result. Reload the island. Then we call warp actor on ourselves. I see, so I might have done these in the wrong order. This stuff looks like it was supposed to be done first. Yeah, this looks like actual warp. This looks like a couple of guards checking some state. Okay. Let's rename this. Let's double that up. Make this one here. Unimplemented. This one's not public. We'll just call this warp. Okay. Fine. That up there. There. Okay. Get rid of this mess at the bottom. Good, gone. Alright, so what's going on here? Self-data read. ECS, we just want ECS lock. ECS, read, await, has entity. That's to see if the ECS has the zone. If, yeah, the zone is already loaded, don't put it in the ECS again. That's a better thing, okay. Zone ID. I have zone ID and warp entity. Location, and location has a zone which has an ID. So we can say, yeah, we can just get ID off of that. So oh, my mic cable just got on my keyboard. let zone ID equal to that. I see. So here we're just going to ask the database for it, ask it to set it up. Okay. We get an island, some metrics. We're not going to do that anymore. Spinner dot get island. Question mark. Let island C lands equal that. At that point we warp. It's going to be self.warp. That is so much less code. So much less code. Check to see if it has the island. This here though. That's wrong. We should just bail on this.
Welcome to the push-up competition. Sudden death. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
That wants an ECS, okay. Art clone, self. Self.ECS, not data. Okay. Oh, good. Good, good. Wants outgoing packets, but what is outgoing packets? Sender. Send to zone, that should probably take immutable outgoing packets. There we go. We use self here? No, we can't. So is this already in scope? Nope. Yeah, we'll clone that. Okay, not sure why that's... Let's check on the other stuff first. Send to zone. Get to island. Where is that located? Huh. Oh. This get island just takes an island ID now. Is it by reference? It's not. I'm all over the place on that. I mean, technically that sits on the stack. UIDs are tiny. Oh, because of this. That's right. So if I do that, then in island, I have to pass it by reference as well. I wonder if that'll actually work here. Not sure about this one. Okay, so we need that to be able to convert into a packet. What else? What about this top error? Get island. It does return. Constantly gets me. Okay, and utils isn't there anymore. This is actually Cosmos now. Oh, Game Master utils load island? Really? Oh. Okay, yeah, that's asynchronous. Let's deal with this one, then we'll go to that other one. So in this case, warp needs to be able to convert into a packet. So it can serialize, it can deserialize, but it doesn't have what we usually have for going into packets. Let's look at messages say login. So here. From login for packet. Okay. Now when we warp an entity, what are we actually writing to this? Let's pull this stuff in real quick. Okay, try from will keep. It's mutable. Yep. Call back, who knows? Yeah, we'll get back to that in a minute. In this case, we actually want outgoing packet kind warp. Oh. I would expect that to work. Let's do it as U8 on there. Tea time. Okay, we'll clean these up. What else? Lights. Pour some more tea. Okay. Now, what is this? Chasha core. So it's talking about reseeding RNG cannot be sent safely between threads. And is that because... See, I don't have self in here. I've sent to zone. Really, I don't think I have to put that there. Okay, let's comment out this block here. See if that error goes away. Strange. So there's hardly anything different here. If you look at the gutter here, the number of changes, very, very small. See, did I add something? What would have caused that? Let's go to the big error. Oh, okay. Let's run it again. Oh. All right. Rust is upping the ante. Look at that. Holy cow, this is like a boost error. Adapter, reseating, battery core around OS ring. Okay. Oh, instrumented. Help within this, the trade set is not implemented for that. Okay. That means it's funny because it's future. Like this is facing futures doesn't support that. Okay. Let's see where that is. Concurrent span. Don't need that there. Let's see if we get rid of those. And then we'll start to hack them back on. See, we're already instrumenting this. That. Strange. Still. Let's clean. This call to instrument. Still, wow. And it's not down here, it's just the top one. Let's do a little searching. Let's say, we'll see if it's a second half of this. Okay, how far can we split this? Oh. What's this? Okay, well, that actually worked, but now we're getting to the next level of compiler errors. But what is it in here? Let's try here. Okay. I mean, somewhere in here. We're getting that error. Yeah. Well, we have this line and then the loop. Let's comment it out. Typically, you can comment out the lower section of code without having compiler errors. At least too many compiler errors. Okay. I mean, looping over actions, that seems ridiculous. That should be allowed. GM.triggers await. We'll fix that. So somewhere in trigger zone, this here is not pleased. I don't know why. Let's look. Hmm. Let's see. Oh, where's the hash? The only place it could possibly be would be on self. Or appears within thread RNG. Oh, that's in Spiner? Because we're doing something with Spiner in here? So if we go look at Spiner, yep, DB thing. Who uses that? Let's see, Random Island. Random Island does, and we're calling that. Let's see. Now it's going to be doing this because we're doing this across awaits. So we need to isolate this closer to where it's actually being used. Because it doesn't move between oh, that's interesting. So RNG isn't like, I guess that makes sense, right? Like you typically don't pass these things between threads, and that means I should probably just call get RNG whenever I want to use it. You know, good morning. I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm gonna go with Zog, or Xzog. But building Minecraft plugins, I haven't built anything with Java in terms of my Minecraft plugins. I think my son has. I don't remember what he used. Either is correct. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't help you there. Whenever I go to do something in Minecraft, I always end up looking at the non-Java servers and looking to actually just modify them. Sorry, I can't help you out there, but yeah, it's a good question. Let's see if this will work. You need some custom plugins made? Oh, I see. Never with Minecraft. It always seems like it'd be a ton of fun. When I started this project, I actually thought, you know what, I'll make it compatible to like a Minecraft client APIs. But that's really not going to happen. It's kind of grown out of that. Everybody has Minecraft, right? And if you could build like a new game, just use the same old clients, that'd be amazing. Actually, I could just pass that in. I don't need to do it by reference. Oh, I see. That does want that. Right. That's okay. Yep, I got rid of it. It was because we had a local variable as a thread RNG, and it was existing between awaits. Wow. Oh yes, of course we need. send to zone here. Actually, we should be able to pull that out of there and there. So much less code. That is amazing. Oh, sent to zone doesn't return that? Returns a result in game master error. Oh. Got me again, Rust. Another point to Rust. Okay, that works. Now, tick space though. Oh, that's game state. I want game master lib. In here we had some pretty big changes to this. I want to undo some of this. It's during our exploration. It's undone. Okay. Should still be instrumented with outgoing packets. Some of this though. Okay. I don't know that writing, that awaiting the write access actually helps us here. We'll just leave it as is though. Oh, this one, yes, I did undo that. There we go. Wow. Okay, well, if this might work, let's fire up Godot. A little skeptical, but, you know, Rust has surprised me in the past. How's everyone's weekend? Want to have a good weekend? I actually got some stuff done on my honeydew list. It was good. That, and I kind of took inventory of all the little things I should get done around here, which was a lot more than I expected it to be. A lot more. Need to finish some fix rain gutters. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Log in. All right, now. Oh, it's so exciting. We're gonna go to the left. We're gonna see if we can swim the ocean. Come on, Connor. We're gonna see if we can not crash the server, but hit a trigger zone and get to a new island. It hit a debugger. Hold on a sec. What's it doing? Actually, it made the request. That's good. Oh, the texture didn't load for this. You can kind of see at the top, there's a little bit of like a up-down kind of water thing. Let's zone back to the right. Go right. To the world. What is this? Let's get rid of this assert. Okay. I'm going to restart the game client here. I don't want that client assert getting in my way. Log in. I'm going to try Captain Fuzzy Pants. Yes, with your Arctic biome. And it connected. Okay. Interesting. I can see the texture at the top of that island, but it doesn't look like it's actually loading the image. I wonder what image it tried to load. Well, that's great. So, first off, other than the big island not being correct, everything worked. Okay. Now, let's debug that. We'll go to Godot. I need to find the Godot window myself. There it is. I'm going to go to Island. I want to know what island texture we're trying to load. I'm going to set a breakpoint there. I'm going to go to the right. I think it's an issue in maybe some base art I just don't have available. Okay. The data URL. What it says I'm looking for island texture URL down here. There it is. Select all. Copy to the browser. Well, it exists. That's good. Okay. Keep going, Godot. And that's my island. Oh, shoot. Is the browser black? Sorry. There we go. And now we're going back to Godot anyways. Hey, Jummit. Morning. Why is the screen blank? Oh, yeah. I forgot to set up Firefox this morning. We're going to try to do a zone. Okay. Zone. I want this island texture ID here. Want to know what it's trying to load. Copy. I'm going to go into the browser, which is why it was black before. So this is a much larger island. It's hard to see in there because the colors are so dark. But the island data is actually encoded in this image. So that exists. I wonder why it's... What else is it failing to load? Well, it might not be failing to load that. Let's check the other ones as well. Let's see, we have water and then the land. I'm guessing it's one of the textures that I have set up for the big island, just not hooked up right. Oh, look at that water texture URL. It doesn't have anything on it. It's empty. That's not right. Guessing it's going to be the same thing for the next one. Land URL. Yep. Okay, so this is really just configuration issue. This is awesome though. We got zoning working. First try. Way to go, Rust. Okay. Let's go fix that. Vim. Do biome data up. Yeah, it's going to be in here somewhere. Big island. Or is it special islands, I call them. Special up. So yeah, this here. That should be there. Unless it's creating a big island without those values. We're going to go to Postico. Just another app. So here, we're in the dev database. And we have special islands. They're over here. We only have one. It's a big island. It's kind of like a meeting place where people can kind of meet up and go explore together. The island ID is OD9F. Let's go islands. There it is. Has a C. Is 40AA. Let's check the C's. Oh, it's there, but it doesn't have an image. Oh. Well, that's the problem. Now what about the lands? Yeah, we've got a couple of these. Great. Okay, let's fix those. Where is that? Oh, you know what? I think it's because I haven't... I think I might have actually fixed this, but didn't reset my dev database. Diesel. Migration. Database reset. There we go. Oh, which isn't going to work because I have the game server running against it. Close that. There it goes. There and Postico. Yeah. There we go. Let's run it again. So let's first do a little check and make sure that those elements are set up right. Oh, where's Postico? There we go. So now all of the land images are actually set up. That's good. Okay, let's try running the client. I have to restart this one. Log in. Oh, I don't have that account. Oh, that's interesting. Logging into a non-existent account just doesn't do anything. Oh, there it goes. We got a login failed. Huh. All right. Let me make a note of that to do. Oh, let's see. This one is client. All right. made a note of the login failed. Let's create an account. Okay. Ooh. Connection lost. Why is that? Oh, because something's dying on the server. Strange. Just run it again. I think I understand what that other error is. Oh, maybe I don't. So let's go to Firefox. Look at our messages. Wonder what the last one is. Cowtail, good morning. Actually going pretty good. Other than this little hiccup here, we were able to like zone between islands again, which means that we are nearly back to where we were before I removed Actix. So we're just some cleanup we'll do, and then and actually I think we'll start adding world entities. Oh, that's right. I got to redo Forge. So we'll redo Forge. I want to use, I think, Warp instead of Actix Web for that. Just, I want to get better at Warp. What's interesting here to me is that I really don't see the errors anymore like I did when we were logging to console. So here I can just search for everything that has a stream ID 1. Maybe I just need to get better at it. Min duration, tag, stream ID. That is so neat. Just be able to single out a connection and look at what they did. Looks like they came in here. Check if they have entity control. Set entity control. Logs. That seems fine. Go back to the game. Log in. A new one anyways. Thank you for volunteering. Yeah, immediately it crashes. What am I getting back? Non-existent signal packet? What is this? Yeah, we're getting dropped out of the server. Okay. Well, that's good. We actually got all that warp code working, which is nice. It looks like I have some other issue to take care of. Head up tomorrow. It was fun. I'm glad warping is working. It is so much better. Well, I'm gonna head in for coffee. Well, hope to see y'all again. Anybody have anybody that we should raid? Pixelogic Dev's doing something. I don't know what he's doing though. We'll raid him for. Yeah, looks like I'll have to figure this out. I should probably try to duplicate this in one of our unit tests. I am so surprised that this is not working. Actually, let's run the test. Cargo test. So, I'm fixing this, getting warp with Forge working. Forge is kind of how we add things to the game, like little entities and whatnot. And I'd like to be able to get kind of the game populated on it, right? Like get trees and bushes and rocks kind of dispersed throughout the world. That'd be nice. It'd help fill it in quite a bit. That, and then I can work on pathfinding. Oh goodness, that'd be awesome. Be nice to be able to do pathfinding. All right, well that's gonna take a bit. So I'm gonna go. Until next time. Bye-bye.